Okay, there we go. Hey, everybody, this is Toby Eunice of A Gypsy's Kiss, and I have had in the recent, I don't know, in the past month or so, I've had several emails requesting me to update how we've configured our command center, as we like to call it. So I'm going to switch the camera around here, and I'm going to go through in big detail about what each of the components are so that you can get a sense of what we have. So I'm going to start with the lights. So first of all, our front lights, the lights that light Shelly and I, are two 125 watt CFLs, compact fluorescent lights. Then as I swing around the room, you'll see that the window is covered with what they call light-proof curtains. We can block out the light completely. And then overhead and facing backwards, why can't I? Are these two reflectors. They also have two 125 watt compact fluorescent lights. The nice thing about these lights is they give out daylight and they have a mean time between failure of around 4,000 to 5,000 hours, depending on what size you use. So as you can see, as we transition from the side wall to the green screen wall, it's painted green. And and then I'll walk over to this side. That's our entryway, and that's our storage closet right there, and our whiteboard to keep everything up. So that's kind of how it's configured. When Shelly and I are doing the show, we actually sit in those two chairs right there. They're pop-up chairs. They can go to any altitude. But when I'm working, I use this chair just because it's a little bit more comfortable. This is a Husky workstation. A Husky woodworking desk, basically. And the nice thing about it is it can travel up and down, so we can make it higher or lower. It can go up to about chest height and down to lower than desk height when we need it. So we have two monitors working, and this monitor is always set to OBS, Open Broadcaster Software, and that's where I control. That's what I'm paying attention to during the show, because that's what I use to control everything. And as you can see, Open Broadcasting Software provides the green screen capability, because in Open Broadcasting Software, I've simply installed a video loop that looks like a newsroom. And then in this monitor, we call it the stream monitor, and that's where we monitor all the activities on the stream and the chat room, et cetera, et cetera. I was going to open up this, hang on just a sec. So Shelly also has an iPad in front of her, and that's also a stream monitor. So she's keeping an eye on things right in front of her. I use the big monitor so that I can just go back and forth between the two big screens. And then over on this side, I have another iPad where I run Boss Jock, which is the tool that we use to play our sound clips, whether it's music or our little sound effects, et cetera, et cetera. Our audio setup goes through a Behringer. This Behringer right here, it's a Behringer 1204. Behringer Xenix X 1204 USB, and it has up to 12 channels. We use 4 of the channels, as you can see. I don't know why I'm using a right there. One channel for Shelly, one for me, one for the sound effects, and one for the incoming caller. Now, for inbound calls, what we use is GoDaddy's Smart Line. It's a 1-800 service, and then we route the 1-800 call straight to my cell phone that you see right there, and then we connect the cell phone to the audio system via that device right there, and it's called JK Audio Blue Link M3, and that enables us to use the Bluetooth from the cell phone to connect to the mixer, and that's how we bring it into the conference. Shelly has her own microphone right here and her own headset. She prefers the smaller headset over the big one that I use. And then right here, you can see, can I get down low enough? You can see we have a headphone amplifier so that we can adjust the audio to our own satisfaction. The service that we use for streaming is Xfinity, the gigabyte service, and it's connected via Ethernet. We don't use wireless in here. We use down here you can see a Dell 3600X workstation with 32 core processors and 32 gigabytes of memory. It's high quality, high performance. It also has an NVIDIA graphics card, so we don't have any questions about video and internet performance. So, and then last but not least, this is our camera. We have tried to switch out and use, I have several DSLR cameras, high quality 4K cameras made by Panasonic, the Lumix line, and we've tried to switch out. We bought the technology necessary to do it, but this gives us very high quality. It's a 1080p, 1920 by 1080p, 30 frames a second, and so we're very happy with its performance and how it works for us. Like I said, it works very nicely for us. So, did I mention that's our OBS? That's where we run open broadcasting software, which is what we use to control everything going outside of the stream. There are two speakers on the desk, as you can see, but we rarely use them, as you normally see me using the headset right here. The speakers I use during the daytime when I don't want to, when I'm just, mixing audio and things like that. There's Shelley's cowbell. We do have a printer over there in the corner. So I think that's everything. I'm not going to be able to take, I'm trying to get ready for a housewarming party tonight, so I'm not going to be able to take questions in the room, and I can't see them on this phone that I'm using for streaming right now anyway. But if you do have questions about our setup, let me know, and I will, ask your question in the comments box below this video, and I'll respond to them. So, as you know, we also have a Udemy course on how to do this, on how to configure this with just a laptop and headphones and the camera that's in the laptop. So if you're interested in going further with what you're doing, it as you can see, this is one of the 3 bedrooms in the house that I bought, and we turned it into basically our studio, committed to our studio, since it still leaves me a guest room and of course the master bedroom. Why is there something? There's not enough room. It's all. This is all about work, Mitzi. So we have that one green wall that we can't put anything on. The curtains, well, the window wall over there, we can't put it. There's not really much to put anything on. The only thing that even Shelley made a request for was she wanted a clock. So yeah, Shelley deserves puppies, and the whiteboard. So yeah, that's our configuration, and it works for us. It's taken, I don't want to say a year. It's taken a while to put it all together and make sure that it all works consistently in the same way. And what's funny about it, as you guys have experienced, is every time we change something, every time we move something, it takes us a couple of shows to get back to a normalized state, because there's so many things going on here that any little thing that we change will have an impact on something else that we don't recognize. And then some days we'll just forget to turn something on. I have a checklist. You can't see it in here, but I have a checklist that's about 2 pages long that I go through when I'm setting up for each one of the shows to make sure that everything is connected. Because, for example, I don't know if you can see it. I can't get my that little red button above the black button. If that thing isn't pushed down, we get an echo. So it's little things like that that we have to make sure that works each time. And did I see Shelley on in the softer side? So she didn't know I was going to do this. It's just like I said, I had gotten a number of accounts. Kitty's fell asleep. Oh, hi partner. What are you up to? I picked up everything that I needed to do at Albertson, so there. But again, I had received several emails asking questions about our setup, and you know us, we don't have any problem sharing what we're doing. We feel like we've got a system now that works. I did get ice, I did. We have a system that works pretty well for us. We're happy with it, and it takes very little time to set up. You know, sometimes we start with as little as 15 minutes before the show, sometimes less than that, and then it's even easier to turn off. We just turn off a bunch of switches, walk out of the room, and this room is always configured this way. So, but I did want to address those questions. And again, we use GoDaddy SmartLine 800 number. It comes directly to my cell phone, and then that's integrated into our switcher using the JK Audio Blue Driver M3. So they're connected, the phone is connected to effectively the mixer via Bluetooth. Okay? Like I said, if you have any questions about our setup, put them in the comments box below and I'll be happy to answer them. Okay? Otherwise, you guys have a great Saturday. I've got to start doing some cleaning because I've got this housewarming coming up this evening. No, the only thing that I did, Huli, was when the electrician came in to put the porcelain light sockets that are used for reflecting onto the green screen. I had him up the fuse on this section, on the room in this section, and I had him double it, so it doesn't have a problem. There's no problem with electricity. And that's a pretty complete power strip. You can see it's pretty fully used. We're at the stage now where I'm comfortable enough that I can start bunching up those wires and wrapping them with nylon wire tie wraps so they look a little bit neater. But we're making changes right up until last week. So that's why they look like that. Okay, you guys have a great day. Hope you have a good Saturday, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 1 o'clock for our show, where we're going to talk about one of our boots on the ground pass. We're going to give you the details of boots on the ground, as Shelley said, how we got there, why we got there, and what happened when we got there. Okay, have a great day, you guys. I'm gonna